With awesome adaptations like The Last of Us, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Arcane, Castlevania, and 1995's Mortal Kombat,
Get down here!
It's safe to say now there's plenty of great examples of movies and television based off of video games. The curse has been broken. And while the struggle with bad movies based off of video games may be a bit overblown, a bit exaggerated, one man certainly hasn't done the concept any favors. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present...
It's Uwe Boll and fuck yourself.
Uwe Boll, responsible for many straight-to-DVD masterpieces based off of all of our favorite video games: The House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark, Far Cry, Postal, 3 Dungeon Siege movies, and 3 Blood Rain movies. It's crazy. Out of all of these films, Postal reviewed the best, with a staggering 9% score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Hey! It's the Postal dude! Get him!
You guys, this isn't a hit piece. I don't hate Uwe Boll, and I don't want to put the guy on blast here. Several people have done that already. But damn, do these movies suck. And I sympathize. There's people who worked on these films, put in the time and effort, and it just didn't pan out. Things happen. No one sets out to create a bad movie. Or do they? The Uwe Boll story is a gift that just keeps on giving, because you need to ask yourself, failure after failure, how the hell did these movies keep getting made? Kept getting funding again and again, despite all of these movies bombing? Well, the answer is not that complicated, and it's actually not that big of a secret. You see, just because the movies didn't exactly rake in the big bucks, didn't mean that they weren't good business for wealthy German businessmen using a tax loophole. You see, in Germany, in order to bolster the German filmmaking industry, investors on German film productions only had to pay taxes on any returns a film would earn. Meaning, if the movie failed to make a profit, that investment was 100% tax deductible. For savvy businessmen with the right means, it was possible to actually make money by investing in crappy movies.
If you really look at my movies, you will see my real genius.
Enter Uwe Boll and his German production company, Boll KG. And it was using these wealthy German investors that controversially funded Boll KG and their film ventures, up until German tax laws were amended. Which fueled the speculation for many that Uwe Boll movies were bad on purpose. It's crazy. If that were the case, there would be like this fine line. The movies would have to perform, not lose a ton of money, but not do so well that they actually made money, using out of their prime actors and cheaply acquired film rights to lesser-known gaming franchises. Uwe Boll, you gotta admit, he straddled the line perfectly. Some would even go so far as to call him a business genius. I mean, not me. I got dignity. But let me tell you, after buying a couple of these movies for the sheer purpose of this video, and even worse, watching them, it really makes you think. And look, I love The House of the Dead. The games, that is. And even I can't get behind this. Later in the 2000s, German tax laws were changed, and Boll KG were now unable to exploit these loopholes. The lucrative cash cow was gone. The following years, we would see Uwe Boll sue internet pirates for downloading his movies, multiple crowdfunding efforts that all failed, which led to an absolutely amazing rant on YouTube that has since been deleted.
So here's Uwe Boll, and that was my third campaign now, after Postal 2 failed, after Indiegogo for Rampage 3 failed, and now Kickstarter failed too. And basically my message is, fuck yourself, because that is so fucking absurd what retarded amateur idiots collecting money on that absurd websites, and it's all fucking bullshit, and I will never do it in my life again. For me, crowdfunding is absolutely dead. But it looks like you're easier giving $600,000 if you make a movie about some retarded wizard in the forest, or for another whatever Marvel Avengers bullshit dirt. So goodbye, and goodbye Hollywood.
That video is absolutely legendary. And the more I researched this video, the more I worked on it, the more I kind of have to admit, I almost respect him. He's just so unapologetic in his approach, and while I might not enjoy his work, There's nothing fake about this man.
That is the most bullshit business with bullshit idiots, one after the other, lined up behind each other. You know, they're all fucking each other in the asses and nobody makes any decisions. All the actors ever worked with, Ben Kingsley or whatever, are fucking pussies, nothing else.
Widely considered one of the worst filmmakers of all time. But is he? Is he though? There's so many bad filmmakers out there who, despite making objectively bad films, are celebrated. So what is it about Uwe Boll that makes people change their tune? I can't say for sure, but I have a feeling it's in large part due to the fact that Uwe Boll specifically made video game movies. Don't taint my video games, dude. They're sacred. I think if these were not based off of games, people probably would be a lot more forgiving. I don't even think they would care. We wouldn't even be talking about them. But I get it.
Because look, I'm not a fucking retard like Michael Bay or other people running around in that business.
If this were Michael Bay, and who says it's not, what would you do to him?
Yeah, let's say. No, I would like... oh, jeez!
And there's so many layers to this onion. In 2006, fed up with media outlets and feeling like he didn't get a fair shake in reviews, saying that many reviews for his films spend more time criticizing him than the films themselves, Boll invited several of his critics to fight him in an exhibition boxing match. And it actually happened. Here in my hometown of Vancouver, BC, dude. I wish I could have gone to the event back in the day.
All the hecklers, all the critics, all the geeks. So I've wrote like, okay, if you come up here and you fight me, then I will kick the shit out of you.
You see, Uwe Boll had an amateur boxing career before he got into filmmaking, and 5 critics signed the paper and ended up boxing him in an event sponsored by GoldenPalace.com, dubbed Raging Bull. A documentary by the same name was released in 2010. And here's the thing, all 5 critics got their asses kicked. But of course, controversy followed in the aftermath. One of the participants, the creator of the Something Awful forums, Rich Lotax Kianka, stated that before the event he was told it was just for fun and Boll wouldn't be fighting serious.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to hit you really hard, and then he does. You have a good reason to hate him a lot.
Which makes sense given that in the opening seconds of the fight, Lotax was kind of dancing around and making a show of things, only for Boll to start throwing bombs just seconds later. Boll was not pulling any punches. The dude was living out every director's dream, kicking the asses of his critics. You guys, there's a lot of great videos out there chronicling this event, which I absolutely suggest you guys check out.
I think the funny thing is that Lotax and Jeff Schneider, the guy from AintItCool.com, they showed both what retards they are, actually. And now they say after the boxing matches, I promised not to hit them. It was all a publicity stunt. This is a completely lie. He was puking on the sidewalk and went under an oxygen tent. So he got really like hurt there, yeah. So, but I told him like, what the fuck you were expecting?
The Uwe Boll saga is a wild one, and I truly believe we will never see another director like him, for better and for worse. Honestly, after making this video, I think I've garnered like this newfound respect for him, even though all his movies are trash. On the plus side, after a hiatus, he is now back directing and has a film in production now. Good for him. Just, you know, watch at your own risk.
I hate video games.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. As always, let me know what you thought about the video, and if you have any suggestions on topics to be covered on this series in the future, please let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching this one, everybody. Peace.
Uwe Boll lives around here.
Oh god.
Oh, dude. There's the worst thing to happen to both games and film at the same fucking time.
Did I ever tell you about my experiences with Uwe Boll?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I used to hang out with him. Like, he
No way!
I think part of his public persona is just to respond to the trolls. Like, he realizes that he actually gets more attention if he like calls people out. It's like yeah, I hate video games, but I make video game movies because I make money that way. And I got to see him. I was on the set at Postal and I was hanging out with him, and I brought these boxing gloves. And
he's a boxer, right?
He's a legit boxer. Yeah. I was like, so I put the boxing gloves and we were just playing around. We weren't like going hardcore or anything, but he's like skilled. Like he's got it there. Like he's got this really good left hook. His technique, if you're ever fighting Uwe Boll, what you do is I watched his old video, so I know his trick. Is he leads with a jab, and he transitions into a hook, like a left hook, and then that's to open you up for the big right hook. So this could be like pap, 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 right? Yeah. So you gotta watch out for that. So the jab's coming, you know that left hook's coming. So you have to cover up with your right side, but beware that right hook's coming. So that's how you survive an interaction with Uwe Boll.
Guys, what other podcast teaches you how to beat up Uwe Boll?